So the Hungarian round of the World Touring Cars is now finished, done and dusted, and that means for the Lada Sport team, their first test is really over. And I managed to catch up with James Thompson to find out exactly how it went. Let's break it up into chunks. First of all, you didn't have really any testing before you came here.
No, barely anything. We just literally did a very small shakedown at Manicourt, which was at 8:30 at night as the sun was setting. So, yeah, definitely first test here this weekend.
And you brought the car here. The guys worked a huge amount just to get out on circuit on the Saturday morning.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, they actually worked 36 hours straight when the truck arrived, because our test was Tuesday. So of course, getting the truck here to get the guys setting up. Most people are here from Wednesday onwards, so we arrived a day late. They then worked 36 hours straight all the way through yesterday. So fantastic effort by them, and a nice reward that we showed some good pace in free practice and a little bit in qualifying.
Yeah, exactly. The Saturday pace before the car stopped, and we'll ask you about that in a second. It did look really encouraging. And what was it like from inside the cockpit?
It's always quite exciting the first time you drive a new car, as you well know, because you know straight away whether you're going to be in the hunt or not. And to be fair, I had quite a good feeling about the car. Yeah, for sure, there's a lot of niceties that we can improve, things like steering, braking, the fundamentals that are not working quite at their optimum, but the basics of the car mean that we were in the top 10 in second free practice, which was only the second time the car's run, and then qualifying we were in the top 9 after the first lap until it stopped. So a lot of positives to take away from the weekend. The races were always going to be a tall order, with not doing more than one lap at a time.
So yeah, it's coming to Sunday then, and you're racing race 1, the car stops. Race 2, you get assaulted basically.
Yeah, it wasn't really a very nice manoeuvre, but anyway, that's what happens when you're racing at the back there. And we chose to do some development work with the car. Rather than start in our 15th position grid slot, we chose to break the Parc Fermé rules and start at the back, so we could try something with the braking system and the steering system. And like I say, we are using the whole thing as a test session, and that's what we chose to do. But unfortunately, when you're at the back, sometimes these, shall we say diplomatically, these incidents happen.
So as an overall weekend, looking back on it, what's the feeling for you? You said you've got a list of things that need to be done, but you need to be careful about giving them to the guys.
Well, yeah, it's like anything. There's always a list of things to do with a new car. That's natural. Every new car I've ever driven, there's always things that you start with a list and you work through it through the year, and that's called development, and that's called hopefully getting the car to the front. The nice thing is, even with the long list we have, we were round about getting into qualifying too, which is what it's all about if you want to compete for podiums and things like that. So I think there's a lot of positives we take away, and the rest of it we treat as development.
We know you're coming to Portimao to do the round of the touring cars there. What's the plan from now until then? You've got other tests?
Yeah, we'll test instead of going to the next race, which logistically would be a bit of an issue, and the reality is you can't make as many changes to the car and parts that you need whilst you're racing, and also you risk the car being damaged, as we saw today. So basically we'll miss next race, we'll work on the development, we'll probably do a week of testing, and then we'll come back to Portimao hopefully better prepared and with a car in good shape.
Well, it's lovely to have a manufacturer back, and it's even better to have Jimmy T back as well. Thanks for joining us.